Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Di mana di mana?
Good night, everyone.
Di
Yeah,
mana,
good
Bang?
night, yeah. I hope you all
Jadi
in a
wait.
good condition. So we are from nine group, which is consists of three member, Naufal Hadian Firdaus, and Chandra Hendrawan, and the last is Lutfi Haikal. So we're gonna talk about performance based project. And what is performance-based project refers to evaluating a student's ability to apply their knowledge, skill, and understanding to real-world text or scenarios. It focuses on practical application rather than role memorization. And then gonna move to the characteristic of performance assessment. The first is real world application, emphasize using skills and knowledge in practical situation that resemble real life scenarios. For instance, in science education, performance assessment might involve conducting actual experiment or simulating scientific experiment. And second is task oriented assessment based on specific tasks or activities performed by student. For example, in language subject, performance assessment might involve essay writing and conversation or communication in real life situation. And the third is authentic assessment. It means that this assessment situation should mirror real life scenarios that require the students to use genuine skill and knowledge. For instance, in art subject, performance assessment might involve creating artwork that refers the student actual experience and abilities. The third is observation and feedback. The use of direct observation to assess skill. This observation is done by teacher, assessors, or peer, and the feedback provider help students understand their strengths and their weaknesses and why to improve their performance. And the last is diverse formats. Performance assessment can utilize various formats such as oral presentation,
Wait, not.
written
Yeah.
written
Orang
project,
Malaysia.
and then creative portfolios and simulator. Simulation or demonstration. This allows students to showcase their abilities in way that suit their learning style. So the next material is strength and weaknesses that will be delivered by Chandra Hendawan. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nopal, for the time. Yeah, I wanna continue, and
Yeah,
my
please.
material is strength and also the weakness. For the strength, we have measure practical skill, and because as we know in the projects based of learning, we focus on the practical of skill. Because something that we need in the future after we graduated from college is skill, not just value or score. I think it's great for us to have a project-based learning. And the second is the second strength is encourage critical thinking. Yeah, of course, because we don't do just memorization, but we do some discussion or presentation. So it means that we have to be more harder in learning and more active. And the third is engage students actively in learning process. Yeah, as I said in the previous one, because we do project based learning, so of course we are more active, such as we do a presentation, we have to make a slide, we have to understand the material, and we do a discussion with our friends. Of course we have to be an active, not just memorize some vocabulary or others. And for the weakness is time consuming to design and assess, because yeah, as we know, if we have a project, it will spend our time too much. Example, we wanna make a portfolio or infographics. Yeah, of course, we need time for it, such as 1 hour or more. The first, we look for first the information, and the second, understanding the material, and also look for the design. It will take a long time for it. And the second is subjective in evaluation, because in project based learning the teacher doesn't know the the real what's that value, not like if we do multiple choice, because in multiple choice we have score right in one or two question, but in project learning the teacher doesn't know which one is good or which one is bad. It just depend on their interpretation or their capability in giving a value. And the last is challenging to implement for large class size. Yeah, it's very challenging because it's harder than usual. You know that in developed countries such as American, the teacher give the student space for make a project, and also yeah, for make a project, and they do the project. And if the project is relevant, the government give the money for it for them to, yeah, the government give the money for them to make it clear, I mean real, such as example we do a project how to make a good hotel. Nah, uh, yeah, if the idea is relevant, the government support us as the students and give the money for make it real. I think yeah, it's very challenging and it's difficult for some people. Yeah, that's all from me. The next material will be delivered by Luffy.
Yeah, thank you for Chanda. And the next material is the example of performance-based assessment. And the first example is science experiment. Science experiment is like something that the student do, or maybe the tasks of the work from the teacher. So the student should do, or student have to done it. And the next is presentation. And the presentation, like Chandra said, is the slide of, or the slides of their homework or of their to-do work. So after they finish their science experience, they have to present it at the class, or maybe they have to present that from to other students so they can know how to speak. Like maybe they can learn about their public speaking. And the last is project, like design a solution to a real world problem. And this is the it is for it's really challenging for us as a teacher, because we have to maybe maybe we like when we have when we want to make our student have skills like a problem solving, we have to mention some of a problem in the real world. Like example, maybe some conflict in the world, like Palestine or and Israel. They have the we can show the student that there is a conflict in this world. Then we can ask the student how about their opinion, how about their what they can do about that problem. Yeah, like that. And can the next is the evaluation. Yeah, and the last is the evaluation. The evaluation often involves look at how effectively the student apply their skills solve problem, and demonstrate understanding in the content of the task or the project assignment. And it's mean that like how the student can use their skill, can use the skills after they finish the schools. Maybe like this, they can they use skill at how they use the skill at maybe in the real world, like how they can solve their own problem in the real life, maybe how they can use their skill in the real life, and maybe they can demonstrate what they learn in the schools, and they learn of the content of the material, so they can know and they can use that in their real life. Yeah, like that. Maybe that's all from me. Now I give back to the novel.
Yeah. This is all about our presentation. So maybe this all enough for me or my friend. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let's close our presentation.
Mana aja teh? Bay mana bay? Pademan?